This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, struggling to reopen. Businesses in Sydney try to get back up and running amid efforts to clear massive amounts of snow.
Diversity in the classroom calls to increase representation in Nova Scotia's school system.
And attention Swifties, will meet a barber who has mastered the Kelsey cut.
A chilly start to Friday with some freezing fog in the mix, but recovering quite nicely into the afternoon. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. The cleanup and dig out continues in Cape Breton after the record-breaking snowfall. Schools and public offices are closed for a fourth day in a row, and a local state of emergency is still in effect.
Meanwhile, there's a big effort in downtown Sydney to try to get businesses back up and running following the storm. Many are still snowed in. And as Gareth Hampshire tells us, it's still not easy to get into the ones that are open.
This snow shoveling team has been working 12 hours a day since Saturday, clearing away massive amounts of snow from business entrances in downtown Sydney.
The only choice we really got to get people back open, we have to dig, pick at it. I've won through 4 shovels so far. We're trying to find them. The hardware stores are empty, but you do what you can do.
They have no choice but to dig and chip away at the ice by hand because all the plows are also working around the clock and too busy to respond.
Impossible to get a hold of guys with machines. They're so backed up, right? They're working hours on end, right? It's been a tough battle, but we're making it day by day.
Lots of progress is being made, but there's still huge amounts of snow still to be cleared. And one of the biggest barriers to businesses opening up at the moment is the limited access to the sidewalks.
It's pretty difficult getting around. There's not hardly any sidewalks. The roads, you pretty much have to walk on them and just watch out for traffic.
But the hard work of everyone's making a difference, and things are improving a bit each day. Glenn Morant managed to shovel an entrance to the waterfront computer company that he owns on Charlotte Street.
We just came in yesterday, which was Wednesday, right? So, we've been closed since Saturday. We're normally open on Saturdays, too. But we have a lot of business customers, so, we're trying to provide a little bit of support for them as they try to maintain things.
It's already a slower time of year, so being shut down has been a major blow to a lot of local businesses.
They're all suffering right now because, in spite of the lack of business, the bills keep on rolling in, right? You still have your heat and your lights and your insurance and everything else. And, some of the staff, unfortunately, that are paid by the hour, they're not working right now, so that's going to hit them pretty hard. As soon as they get the sidewalks opened up on Charlotte, I think it'll be much better for everybody.
Businesses want that to happen soon and are hoping things can begin to get back to normal again next week. Gareth Hampshire, CBC News, Sydney.
Many people are still trapped in their homes and many roads are impassable, especially in Pictou County. So what do you do when the snowplow is slow to show? Well, sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands to help your neighbors. The CBC's Shayna Luck went along for a ride with one man in the community of Lagan who owns his own backhoe.
After I got the snowshoes on and got the tractor plugged in, it took me 4.5 hours just to plow the driveway, which normally should take me less than 20 minutes. Well, after I got the driveway clear, I was kind of waiting all day for the snowplow to come, which never has come, still hasn't come yet. So I got a call from one of my neighbors later on. They said, hey, we're really stuck with our tractor. Could you come up and help us? So I drove up the road and with my backhoe and we pulled them out of the ditch. And then I came back to the house here and then kept the tractor plugged in expecting the snowplow to come. Still hasn't come.
And so we're going to go in the tractor and see how far we can get to them?
Well, we may not go all the way up there, but we'll go visit a couple of them anyway.
All right, let's do it.
How was it to see the plow come by just now?
Oh, it was nice. Really thankful for some of the other folks too that have to get to work. We don't have to go anywhere, so we're good. But some folks, and there's some elderly folks up the road that need to get out and get to doctor's appointments and stuff, so I'm glad that he came by.
This is the first plow that you've seen since the storm, right?
Well,
no. Since Sunday morning.
Like 8 o'clock in the morning or something. And then I heard Carl told me that they broke down the plow so they didn't get to come back by, so yeah, this is great. I don't think I could get out with that even with chains on, you know.
What's it like to have a neighbor with the tractor who can come by?
It's great. Oh, well, folks up here seem to help each other out. You have to. You can't depend on, you know, anybody else.
So you depend on each other?
Well, sometimes, yeah. So it's a good thing. We have good neighbors.
And as plows struggle to get to remote locations, the province has set up teams on snowmobiles to help. DNRR staff are using the machines to get to people who are stuck in their homes or need assistance. 10 snowmobiles and a side-by-side out of McClellan's Brook in Pictou County have been deployed. Forest technician David Steves says so far they have done at least 6 home visits.
Sometimes it's something as simple as a wellness check where, you know, their neighbors have called. They haven't seen them in a couple of days and they just want to make sure that everything is all right. We'll send staff out just to go have a conversation and make sure everybody's doing okay. Or it could be something like the folks are actually trapped inside their house. So staff will clear out the doorsteps so that they're able to get outside of their residence in case of any type of other emergency.
Steve says the team has also delivered prescription refills to some people. There is also a team set up on snowmobiles being dispatched out of Sydney.
Meanwhile, despite some criticism about how long it's taken to clear roads, Nova Scotia's Minister of Public Works, Kim Maslin, has nothing but praise for plow operators and road clearing crews. She says those people have been working nonstop since Friday to try to clear provincial roads. Maslin says given the amount of snow that drifted across many roads, crews did a remarkable job.
So considering the snowfall that we had, I think that we have done a very good job. We have about 50 roads that are left to open, and those will be open today. Now, maybe not, you know, double lane, maybe only one lane, but we will have every road broken through by the end of day today.
Maslin says her department will have a hard look at the way it handled this storm and if there are any improvements to be made.
Yes, it was quite a storm, and we're still paying the price for that. Ryan Snoddon now with our latest weather forecast.
Well, Ryan, it was at least nice to see that sunshine.
Oh, the sunshine this time of year just makes all the difference, especially when the winds are light like today. And we've got 3 little pieces of good news here, which we need in the weather department, no question. First bit of good news is that we have another really nice day shaping up for tomorrow. The winds remaining light. We will have to watch for, with cool temps tonight, some freezing fog and some icy patches tomorrow morning, so keep that in mind. We are watching a couple of systems, no doubt about that. This one here moving into the Great Lakes, and this, which will become a Texas low, and that will be something to watch for early next week. But as we look at the forecast moving forward, again, quiet tomorrow, so that's great, lots of sunshine. The second bit of good news is that typically when we see a low tracking into our region like this one this weekend, which is going to be well to the north and we're into the warm sector, these can often bring big, strong winds, heavy rainfall, and even double-digit warm-up temperatures. We don't want any part of any of that, and we're not getting get any part of that, which is good. This is a low precipitation maker, not much wind, and temperatures, yeah, we're going to warm up, but, you know, low to mid-single digits. So while we will see some snow melting, it's not going to be severe extreme snow melt. So a little bit of good news there. Now, as we work our way into early next week, this is, again, the one we're going to have to watch. The next storm for sure. Texas low rolls out of the U.S. southeast, clashing with cold air on the northern edge. And the third bit of good news here is that it's not a slam dunk that this thing is going to hit us. It is definitely going to be tracking through our region, but the latest round of forecast models shifting this track a little bit further south over the last couple of model runs. And so while this particular model, the Euro run, which brings some snowfall into us, it's light snow and the heaviest snow zone is to our south. So again, the possibility that this misses us to the south is certainly in play, but we're not out of the woods. We have to keep an eye on this over the next few days. It could still impact us. I don't want to get people's hopes up completely, but still very much in the air with this, and we'll keep you posted.
Oh,
Fingers crossed for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. The province is in discussions about extending the lease for the bridge shelter in Dartmouth. The current lease ends next month. The bridge opened last year in the former DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel, which is being leased by the provincial government for about $10 million. The province estimated last April that it would spend another $3.8 million to offer health and social services there. Community Services Minister Trevor Boudreau calls the project a success.
I think the bridge has been a great example of an innovative way to support people experiencing homelessness. I would say a couple of weeks ago, we had a contingent from Newfoundland come down to see some of the work that we're doing as a department because of some of those innovative projects we're doing.
The Department of Community Services says 32 people have found more permanent housing through the bridge facility.
Michael Cablin of the Affordable Housing Association of Nova Scotia says temporary housing at places like the bridge is part of the answer to homelessness, but he says the lack of adequate mental health support and affordable housing is leading to many people falling through the cracks.
So yeah, the DoubleTree, the Overlook, all of the options government's been investing in are very important options. But it's a challenge when the kind of cup is filling faster, the number of people coming in are faster than we can resolve them as a community at this stage. And, again, as we talk about the long-term solution, will be more housing and more affordable housing and more supported housing. Where folks don't end up living in encampments by choice. Something's happened to them and they're having it's a crisis. It's a catastrophe of their life to have that to be your only option.
I'll talk to Michael Cablin about what's next for people in the tent encampments. That's our Newsmaker interview just after 6:30.
As student populations across the province continue to become more diverse, regional centers for education are trying to have their workforces reflect those changes. A study is underway now to assess the diversity of staff in schools. Educators say more representation at the front of the classroom can have positive impacts on students. Michael Gorman reports.
In the Tri-County Regional Center for Education, David Phillip and Brandy Jarvis Nickerson are looking for ways to get students what they need. As the center's coordinators of African Nova Scotian and Mi'kmaq education respectively, one of the things they're focused on is improving representation in schools when there isn't that much of it among staff. They say students are clear about what they want and need to help them succeed.
They want to see themselves at the front of the classroom. They want to see themselves reflected in the curriculum and the source materials that are used in the schools.
It's difficult to know how much work there is to do because the province's regional centers for education do not have data about staff diversity. A spokesperson says they're working to gather that information this winter and it will be available at a later date. There is, however, data about the diversity of the province's student population. Students provide information about cultural background on a voluntary basis, so it's likely the numbers are higher than what's available. Regardless, Phillips says school staffs need to reflect the communities they serve. Tyler Simmons didn't give much thought to representation when he was going through the school system. It wasn't until grade 8 that he had a teacher who looked like him, and years after that before he considered teaching as a career option. But in his first year teaching elementary school, Simmons is seeing firsthand the positive impacts of diverse representation.
I also am noticing now in my class that some of my students are now saying, when I'm a teacher, and it feels like that language has changed from when I first had them in September to now, because they're starting to feel like because they have a black teacher that they are potential to accomplish the same goals as me, is they can do it.
As the regional centers attempt to recruit more teachers from diverse backgrounds, Phillip and Jarvis Nickerson keep advocating for students. Along with examining curriculum and tapping into community resources, they say there are other things that can help.
Equally, it's somebody that takes an interest in terms of who they are as individuals, who they are as a family, who they are outside of the school, and not just as a student who needs to be taught.
It's an effort that remains ongoing, with much work still to do. Michael Gorman, CBC News, Yarmouth.
In an effort to reduce backlogs in the court system, the provincial government is launching the province's first ever bail court. The court will be based in Halifax and will handle all bail matters for the court system. Cases will be heard virtually from across the province. 8 new positions will be dedicated to operating the bail court. 4 additional presiding justices of the peace will also be appointed, and legal aid will receive an annual $227,000 grant to hire a new staff lawyer and support worker. Justice Minister Brad Johns says it could also help reduce the overall jail population and the stress on guards.
I think it's an overall system thing. We're trying to streamline and get the system to work better. You saw 2 weeks ago the additional crowns. I said at that time I had some stuff I was looking at, knowing the bail court was going to be coming. In addition to that, if you noted, we've included some resources there for legal aid as well. And so it's really a system approach more than anything else.
The province says there needs to be more feasibility and design planning before the location and opening date of the bail court are determined.
Bell Media is ending multiple television newscasts and making other programming cuts after its parent company announced widespread layoffs and the sale of 45 radio stations. BCE Inc. says weekday noon newscasts at all CTV stations except Toronto will end. It is also scrapping its 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. newscasts on weekends at all CTV and CTV2 stations except Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. The company says Bell Media's advertising revenues declined by $140 million in 2023, and the company's news division is seeing more than $40 million in annual operating losses. 2 radio stations in Truro will also be sold to Maritime Broadcasting, pending approval from the CRTC. Well, Karma is the guy at Obsidian Barbers in St. John, New Brunswick, who's been fielding requests for haircuts in the style of Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
With the Super Bowl this weekend, of course, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce's haircut is all the rage. Have a look.
My name is Colin McPhail. I'm the producer of Information Morning St. John, and I'm about to take one for the team and get my Kelsey cut.
All right, the Kelsey cut it's basically a skin fade on the sides with a number 4 on top, so it's like a buzz cut skin fade.
So I started my morning off with my brother-in-law walking into the barber shop, and he has the audacity to show me 2 photos of Travis Kelce. Like, bro, I knew you were trouble as soon as you walked in.
This Travis Kelce has become a very popular name, I feel like, in a lot of people's households, not just because of the football, but in the women's lives too, with Taylor Swift and stuff. So I think a lot of like moms and wives are seeing this haircut, and they're probably seeing how low maintenance it is as well. So they're like, hey, why can't I make my husband look like Travis Kelce? You know what I mean? So they send their husbands in, but I can do that cut on everybody, and it will look good on everybody. But don't expect me to put the muscle on you or anything like that either. I'll make you look as best as I can to look like someone Taylor Swift might even want to date. Yeah.
What do you think Taylor's gonna think?
Yeah, I think your wife better watch out. Another Taylor in your DMs tonight.
Yeah, that's how Kelsey did it. So like Kelsey's got the beard. Like how important is that? It's like, is it a package deal with the haircut?
You don't have to, but I think it is a package deal. You need the haircut and you need the beard if you're getting the haircut.
If you want to go full Kelsey, you need like a beard. Yeah. Okay.
Or the mustache, like you said. But I haven't had that one yet.
Well, night's young. Yeah.
The Super Bowl coming up, people are coming in, and Travis being in there, and he's going to be a Super Bowl champion here soon. So people are coming in. They want the haircut. They want that Super Bowl champion haircut. All right, we're all done.
How do you feel?
Like a brand new man.
Well, I need a cut, so,
yeah,
you know.
You're next.
I think you've been a little heavy on the fade, don't you think?
A little bit.
Yeah,
but it'll grow out,
for my liking.
But you didn't answer my, are you going to do that? No.
No, the answer's no. Of course
Pretty
not.
clear.
First quick break on the way. Stay with us.
Yes, we have a lot more to come on CBC Nova Scotia News. Coming up, a meeting in Ottawa between the federal government and representatives from the insurance industry and car makers is looking into the growing problem of auto theft.
A volcano in Iceland has erupted for the 2nd time this year and the 3rd time since December.
And there's a peek through the harbor cam, a live shot tonight. Ryan is up next with his weather forecast. We'll see you in a bit.
Well, thank heavens it's been calm weather-wise the last couple of days.
Yeah, and like you said, no huge quick melt.
That's right.
Because as much as people would like to see the end of the snow, it wouldn't
You don't
go
want a
that
deluge.
way.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. It needs to melt slowly, so we're not talking about flooding or any of those concerns. So yeah, slow melt, little bit of rain, and let's hope we can make it a triple good news story, and that storm stays to the south next week. I don't want to get folks' hopes up that it will, because it could still impact us, but we're keeping an eye on it, and it's certainly not a guarantee that it's going to hit us. So there's still some hope there. Have a look at our lows this morning, and you can see anywhere from -9 Grand Tang to -3. Some of the milder temperatures. It's going to be colder this tomorrow morning, no question. Kind of a widespread minus double-digit start to tomorrow. High temperatures today, we rebounded quite nicely. We'll rebound the same way and actually even a little bit better for tomorrow. High temperatures today, you can see -1 in Amherst, 3 on the plus side in a couple of different spots, including Yarmouth. Temperatures right now, not too bad for this time of year. There's the satellite and radar picture, and again, super duper quiet. Clouds cleared out. Took some time today. Was having to wait in places like Halifax and the Eastern Shore, but we all did clear, thankfully. And there's the area of high pressure dominating from Atlantic Canada right down to Jacksonville, Florida. And that is going to hold for, again, another 24 hours or so. Then we're going to be keeping an eye on, this low here, which is swirling around through the Great Lakes right now. But you can see there's just not a lot of precipitation with this system, which is good. Great, really, for us as it moves through the region. We'll bring a bit of a warm-up, as we said. But nothing to write home about. There is the low that is going to basically sputter and putter around over the U.S. South for the next couple of days. Once it hits Texas and taps into some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, that's when it kind of takes off and it's off to the races. And then through this weekend, we'll track northeastward and into our region. So let's break it all down. Temperatures tonight will range from around -10 to -12. Winds will be light, and so that will set up the potential for some fog patches tonight, especially given the temperatures were mild today. There's some heating there. It's going to escape, and so that will set up some fog patches. And freezing fog means that, those super cooled water droplets will be in the air. They can freeze on surfaces like trees, but most probable is, most problematic rather, is of course the walkways, the stairs, roadways, all possible to get a little icy glaze by tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind, as you can see with that low-level moisture here indicated by the model here. And then as we work our way into the afternoon tomorrow, back to a nice bright day for most of us. It'll take some time clearing tomorrow morning, but it will. And for daytime highs tomorrow, recovering quite nicely, ranging from 0 to 3 across the island for tomorrow. Winds light, another great day for snow clearing efforts. No concerns weather-wise, a really, really terrific day. Northumberland and Eastern Shore, again, the dig out continues here as we saw, and it will be another great day for snow clearing crews tomorrow along the Northumberland and Eastern Shore regions. Amherst near the freezing mark tomorrow, but from Truro right through the valley, we will climb into the 2, 3, and 4 degree mark for tomorrow. Could even hit 5 in places like Kedzie tomorrow with those light winds. Really nice day, 2 to 3, 4 degrees up the South Shore. Halifax looks like we'll be right around the 2 to 3 degree range as well. Now for Saturday, just kind of a cloudy day. Do have the sun icon in through the Cape Breton region. That's the best chance of sun, but I do think we'll see some sun in the morning, even for the mainland. And that will be right here, kind of threading the needle here before, as the sun rises, before that cloud builds in. Very isolated shower chances, late day, more so Saturday evening and into the overnight. Sunday morning, another chance of showers sailing through with this weak low that's, again, by this time over Labrador. And so that will bring more of those shower chances. In case you missed it off the top, we'll just show you this one more time. This is the Texas low I just talked about. And again, whether it's a bit further to the north and we get into this heavy snow zone, or it remains right here and the heavy snow zone is to our south and for Sable Island. Again, the devil's in the details with the track, and there have been a lot of ideas over the last couple of days. But right now, this would be a favorable track for us, one that slides harmlessly to the south. There is the other possibility it's so far north that we get into the snow to rain zone, but that's looking less likely with certainly the models trending south. So we will keep you posted on that. The one thing I will say, there's really good consistency that it's going to be Tuesday that we have to watch. Then clears out on Wednesday. Colder air, either way, looks set to kind of sweep in behind that one. But yeah, all eyes on that system, Tom and Amy.
No pressure, no pressure.
No kidding. Okay, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thanks,
Thank
Ryan.
you.
Well, when dealing with snowfalls of any size, the Nova Scotia Department of Public Works has specific strategies and equipment to get the job done.
So when a record amount of snow falls like it did last weekend, how exactly is it cleared? Ellie Thompson explains.
Last weekend's storm has shown just how tricky snow can be to deal with. So how do crews clear away huge amounts of snow? The work begins long before the first snowflake flies, when most of us are enjoying beach weather. Summer is when crews are preparing for winter, making sure salt domes are full and that all equipment is operational. And when the snow is on its way, that's when trucks start scattering salt or salt brine, which helps melt the first flakes that fall. During a storm, plows start with what are known as priority routes, the ones that carry the most drivers and goods. For provincial plows, the 100 series highways are the focus, and sometimes that means other roads take a back seat.
Sometimes our trucks will not be able to leave the priority routes and will have to stay on our 100 series trunks and routes to ensure that at least we keep those passable. In a storm such as the one on the weekend, that for sure is what happened. There's so much snow coming down. If they leave those priority routes, they plug up, and then our transportation system plugs up entirely.
Once crews have mostly caught up on clearing priority routes, that's when they can start punching holes in secondary roads. This is a job for the V plows, and only the most skilled operators can drive them.
It's not as simple as just punching straight ahead through a road. As the snow gets deeper and deeper, it's very easy to get them stuck if they're not used properly. Often you'll see them punching in, but actually driving in and moving snow to the left, backing up, punching again, moving snow to the right when we get in extremely deep snow drifts. So there is a technique. Our operators are really skilled, and they get a lot of work done with that equipment.
As roads start to widen, snowbanks get higher and higher. Crews often use a technique called benching to deal with that, when a plow raises its wing and shaves off the top, pushing snow further into the ditch. That's not always possible in urban areas, and so sometimes dump trucks are filled to cart away snow, or snow melters are used. All of this can take a long time. Crews are still punching holes in some areas of Nova Scotia. Patience is key, and most times it's just a matter of waiting your turn.
Yeah, the crews have been tested this time. That's
hard
for
at
sure.
work.
Up next, I'll talk with the Affordable Housing Association about moving on from the tent encampments in Halifax. That's our newsmaker interview.
Stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News.
HRM says people living in 5 tent encampments in the city, including at Grand Parade, will have to leave later this month. The question is, where will they go? Michael Cabalan is Executive Director for the Affordable Housing Association of Nova Scotia. Sir, first of all, from where you sit, how do you feel about HRM's intentions to clear people out of some of the tent encampments?
It's always a difficult day when people are kind of being left with what they would call an impossible choice for themselves, right? That they've built something that is stable, they built something that they can depend on, that they're calling their own, and government is kind of now recognizing it's time for folks to move along, and certainly that's always a struggle. I think in listening to HRM's press conference yesterday. It seems like they're doing a lot of the right things that you're supposed to do. They're giving people notice. They're giving people time. They're offering up options. But the reality is that the options that are currently available won't work for everybody. And if they will work for everybody, it does take that time to build trust, right? To upend what you know as your home, whether that's a decent home or not, which is the place where you're sheltering, and go elsewhere. That takes a big leap and a big leap of trust in the next place that you're going. And so. It's a difficult time I would say, for folks living in encampments. I think it's a difficult time for the people that have been working extremely hard to support them. And that's kind of the hope is, and I think, all of us in our community will continue to watch that the municipality and the folks that will support these folks are going to do the right thing and kind of take that approach where folks have choice as they move along.
Yeah, and where do they go? I know there's hotel rooms and so on. Is a hotel room a fix for some folks?
Well, that's part of the challenge, right? Folks are living in encampments because the options that are available to them at the time are no better than the option that they currently have. And so, the shelters and the hotels and the other kind of indoor options still aren't a solution to the real challenge that folks are facing, which, homelessness in its definition is lack of housing. And so while the indoor solutions are an option for folks, it's not a solution to really what folks are facing, which is a lack of housing. The solution to homelessness is housing. And so, our hope as well is that government, as they've continued to in the past, make announcements on new, more affordable housing. And that's what we do here at the Affordable Housing Association. Part of what we do is to build decent, forever affordable housing and invest in the ones that we can and provide that to folks. So it's there forever. It's an asset that belongs to the community, not to our organization in a sense. So, yeah, I think, the dialogue about moving people out of encampments into other options, that's not the permanent solution. That's a temporary kind of option. But taking homelessness, visible homelessness, and turning it into invisible homelessness in the community isn't the solution. We need more housing, and there's lots happening. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and we're still just at the start of what's really going to be required to really end or resolve what we're dealing with.
I know today the Minister of Community Services called that initiative at the Doubletree Hotel at the foot of the McDonald Bridge there a success, because some people have moved on from there to stable housing. How much of that is happening, do you think?
I think it's the population of individuals experiencing homelessness. It's not a cup full of the same people. It's a fluid group. So people are entering homelessness. People are leaving homelessness. A lot of people resolve their homelessness on their own or with the support of the community. But really, what we're seeing is homelessness in our community in Halifax has been increasing, and I would say right across the region for quite a long time. And the numbers just continue to go up. And that's just a challenge to the reality of the cost of living. The lack of mental health support, the lack of available and accessible affordable housing, as I talked about. All these things are really contributing to folks falling through the cracks and having no other choice but to kind of seek out help. So yeah, the Doubletree, the Overlook, all of the options government's been investing in are very important options. But it's a challenge when the kind of cup is filling faster, the number of people coming in are faster than we can resolve them as a community at this stage. And, again, as we talk about the long-term solution, will be more housing and more affordable housing and more supported housing. Where folks don't end up living in encampments by choice. Something's happened to them, and they're having it's a crisis. It's a catastrophe of their life to have that to be your only option. I think, a lot of discussion around the folks well, they better move on. I've heard that, right? Oh, there's better options now, but people are living in a catastrophe, and they're living with trauma, and I think we need to recognize these are people, these are our neighbors, these are our community members, and we have a responsibility to kind of treat them with dignity as we work with them to the solution that's going to work for them.
And just quickly before I let you go, you're mentioning affordable housing. We need housing. What progress are we making on that front in terms of increasing affordable housing in this province in, let's say, the last 6 or 12 months?
I think we're seeing more progress. We're seeing a lot of the government programs really start to filter down, but it's still, I've said this before, it's still not enough, right? We really need, from all the different levels of government in Nova Scotia, billions of dollars invested in the affordable sector of housing to really see a resolution. So, it's still early, I would say, from a government spending cycle on how those investments will be made. But a lot of encouraging things have been happening. And, again, this marathon is taken one step at a time. So every measure that's taken, every new proposal, every new development will have impact. The hope is that it has enough impact. So that I think as a sector, it's not just government's job. As a community housing sector, as a non-for-profit housing sector, as even developers are out there building and pulling permits. All that has impact, and I think the sector has recognized we need to do our part, kind of globally and in our province. It's just a matter of time. So we're going to build, we're going to invest in all the things we need to, and we can.
Michael Cabalon, we thank you for this. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Have a great evening.
Coming up, it's every workplace lotto pool's dream, hitting and splitting the jackpot with coworkers.
The federal government says it's considering tougher penalties for car thieves. It came up during a day-long summit in Ottawa to tackle the problem.
Justin Trudeau and several of his ministers met with mayors, law enforcement officials, and industry leaders who say auto theft has become a national crisis. The CBC's Kate McKenna reports.
Canada's Prime Minister says his government will do more to fight car theft.
We've all come together today to take a serious look at how we're going to crack down on auto theft in Canada. The rise over the last years has been alarming.
More than 700 people attended the summit, including industry leaders, mayors, and police. Many said what's happening in Canada is a crisis.
Since 2021, after the anomaly of the pandemic and the supply chain issues, auto theft has risen 34% nationally. In 2023, we know that over 105,000 motor vehicles were stolen in Canada, with Ontario and Quebec trending higher than the rest of the country.
Industry leaders say that criminal organizations are paying people to steal cars, then driving them to a port where they're shipped overseas and sold.
To successfully combat vehicle theft, we have to target organized crime groups and close our ports to stolen vehicle exports.
Some mayors are calling for tougher sentencing for car thieves.
The difference is with guns and drugs, you're going to spend a significant time behind bars. We're not seeing that with auto thefts. Very encouraging that there are significant sentences, but I know when I speak to our local crowns, quite often it's one night.
Canada's Justice Minister says they're open to tougher penalties for auto theft.
There's a lot of work to be done, and I think the most important message that I can give to you is that the criminal code is my responsibility as the Minister of Justice, and I'm very keen to hear your ideas.
The federal government has already made some announcements, including $28 million to curb the export of stolen vehicles and more than $120 million for Ontario policing. It also announced today it's cracking down on electronic devices used to hack key fobs. But all parties agree more needs to be done to solve a problem the head of the RCMP is calling unprecedented. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
Millions of voters cast ballots today in Pakistan's national elections amid unprecedented security measures. The campaign has been marred by violence and mired in controversy, while the country's popular former leader Imran Khan remains behind bars. Salima Shivji reports from Islamabad.
A voting day under a cloud in an election tainted, seen as neither free nor fair. As polling booths like this one opened, mobile services were cut across Pakistan. A shutdown for security reasons, authorities said. After 2 deadly bombings on the eve of the vote in the rest of Balochistan province. And more violence the day of near a polling station. But critics say cutting off mobile internet is inherently undemocratic, yet another means to meddle with the election and keep people at home. It might have worked, says this polling agent trying to get voters to show up for his party.
I have lost about 500 votes. Really, I don't know why they will do this.
Still, at this rural polling station, turnout was steady.
So you voted?
Nasir Mahmood tells me he has faith in democracy. Only it doesn't really exist in Pakistan, he says. The establishment shouldn't be meddling. The establishment code for the army, accused of overtly interfering in this election and choosing their favorite, perceived frontrunner Nawaz Sharif. There's been a crackdown on the party of former Prime Minister Imran Khan, still very popular, who sent in his vote from jail, where he sits barred from running. The counting will take time, as will the official results, but analysts say the damage is already done, with a discontented electorate.
I think lack of trust, disconnect between the state institutions and the people, and continued instability. Because when the people are not with the government, when the hearts and minds rest somewhere else, then obviously the governments can't function.
And the challenges for Pakistan's new leader seem almost insurmountable. An economy crippled, inflation sky high, on the heels of an election that laid bare who is in charge here. Salima Shivji, CBC News, Islamabad.
A volcano in Iceland erupted today for the second time this year, the third time since December. It's pumping lava up to 80 meters in the air over an area in a southwestern part of the peninsula. Volcanic outbreaks in that region of Iceland are so-called fissure eruptions. They don't usually cause large explosions or a significant dispersal of ash into the stratosphere. But authorities are warning of further eruptions, and scientists say it could go on for years. A dike building program is underway to divert burning lava flows away from homes and critical infrastructure.
A group of 3 friends and former co-workers are living out every lottery player's dream in Calgary. After almost 2 decades of playing, they hit the jackpot, taking home a $50 million Lotto 649 prize. The CBC's Colleen Underwood introduces us to the winners.
Congratulations, Carmen, Catherine, and Gary, on this life-changing moment.
Carmen Austria, Gary Perkins, and Catherine Wall slowly settle into life as Calgary's newest multimillionaires. The 3 worked together for many years, purchasing their weekly lotto ticket, and even as they started to retire, the tradition carried on until they finally bought the winning ticket on December 9th. Austria couldn't believe what she read when she checked the ticket.
I went up to my husband, and he was taking a shower, and I got him out of the shower and said, "Tell me I'm not reading this wrong." I won't tell you what he said, but he swore. And he said, "I'm retiring."
And while Austria says she immediately took time off to visit her family in Chile, Perkins said he didn't waste any time.
I was at the Ford dealership the next day. Picked up a new truck 8 days later. I've been preparing for this for a long time.
Catherine Wall says for her, the biggest change is being able to retire.
Usually you give them a lot of notice, and so they said, "Look, so when are you thinking?" I was like, "In a week." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
They say winning with friends has multiplied their joy because not only can they share their money, but also this moment with people they love. Colleen Underwood, CBC News, Calgary.
Some happy faces there. Well, 2 familiar Canadian comedians are bringing a brand new competition series to CBC tonight. As Eli Glasner shows us, they're tapping into a burgeoning national interest.
One of the most wild experiences of my life.
Ceramics is having a moment. Is now the star of a new reality show on CBC.
Clay is the biggest diva in the room. It wants to dry awkwardly.
I'm excited to see it. Oh, wow!
Canadian actor Seth Rogen isn't just a judge, he's an artist. What started as a hobby grew into his own line of ceramics. Like many online, he shares videos of his work with views in the millions.
It was really like social media that sort of relit the romance of ceramics.
Put it like right in the middle.
To investigate, we decided to get our hands dirty.
1, 2, 3. Awesome!
Gabriela Anguello opened her first pottery studio in her kitchen. Now she's giving private lessons to Drake. Post-pandemic, she says clay helps people reconnect.
You're playing with nature. You are like just connected right away with nature. And you're making something artistic.
Ooh, look at that.
I know.
It looks like a thing now. As my blob becomes a bowl, it's easy to see that. What brings people to the wheel is as varied as their creations.
You can't physically look at your phone because your hands are messy, so you're forced to just be in your own head.
Yeah, just kind of entering like a meditative state.
But in Montreal, Garbo Jew learned the life of a potter isn't all it's cracked up to be. Wake me up. To her army of nearly 900,000 followers, she was living the dream.
My first Christmas sale, and I think that month alone I made 3 times my monthly salary at my architecture job.
But she says the rising costs, the high failure rate, and troubleshooting tricky kilns.
You see an error code go on and you're like, okay, well, I guess it's time to play electrician again today, and then you're just trying to, wait for the kiln to cool down and pray that the stuff inside isn't ruined at all.
Led to burnout and her studio closing. She hopes the new wave of interest will help people see the real work that goes into those one-of-a-kind objects. Eli Glasner, CBC News, Toronto.
Canada's main stock index posted a small loss today as weakness in telecom and utility stocks weighed on the market.
For news you can trust, we have the latest on what's happening in your community and a weather forecast you can rely on no matter where you are in Atlantic Canada. I'm Amy Smith.
And I'm Ryan Snoddon.
Join us for Atlantic Tonight.
Right after the National.
All right, we were talking about the Kelsey haircut earlier in the show, and you know who you think would look good with the Kelsey haircut?
Me? Oh, no.
So, okay, well, that's a novel idea. I tell you what, I'll get one if you get one. How about that?
That's a good deal. I'll get one if you get one. We'll both get one if you get one.
Yeah.
Ryan could pull it off for sure.
I don't think I could. I
was thinking more about him than you, to be honest.
Thank goodness.
Listen, if you have a Kelsey cut, you're going to need a toque on tomorrow morning for sure. It is going to be chilly for sure. We'll get to that in a sec. Let's have a look at our viewer picture of the day. Love this pic. This is from Sydney. And we'll call this Trying to Escape because this pic sent in by Ken. Now, Ken...
Are those suitcases?
Those are suitcases.
Okay.
So Ken says these are his neighbors trying to escape to Florida as they attempted to...
Good riddance,
I
they
hope
say.
they got there.
I hope they got there, too. Trying to catch a cab at the top of the street. I hope the cab was there. I hope the flight made it. And I hope they are...
It's too funny.
Soaking up the sun in Florida right now. So thanks to Ken for sharing that nice laugh there. And you can see temperatures across Cape Breton tomorrow range from around 0 to 2. Most of the mainland 1 to 3, but we could squeak up into the 4 or 5 degree range along parts of the South Shore tomorrow. So nice day for sure. It's going to be mild on Saturday, but not an excessive warm up, but which is good. Increase in clouds with temperatures ranging from 3 to 6 and a better chance of some showers moving in on Sunday with temperatures again in those low to mid single digits, and keeping an eye on Tuesday.
All right, thanks for that, Ryan. A unique painting was sold by Christie's recently.
And it took a long and winding road from its creation in 1966, bearing its 4 artist signatures, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Yes, the Beatles painted this in a Tokyo hotel room.
Now, each painted a quadrant, and they signed it in the center where the lamp had sat while they worked.
The selling price? $1.74 million US.
It's a history.
Love to have it. That's it for us
sure.
tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.